Because I can tell you right now, even when they talk, say slick
Damn.
stuff. If you love me, when my first my first love,
Somewhere on this panel is a dude. Does somebody hear a dude?
I did,
Does
and
somebody have a
That was
dude with
me.
them?
I
okay,
know
it was a
it's
female.
That was me. Oh
Okay, because I
crap!
was like, I heard it before. I
With
heard it before.
the bass must have been coming out too much. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let Gina go because she been up there. But I'm just gonna say, I knew early on when that man we were sitting there and he asked me out of the blue, "When did your thighs start to kiss?" And I was like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" He was like, "You're getting fat." What the fuck? What you mean I'm getting fat, bro?
He was abusing you throughout those 5 years, and he finally put his hands on you. They do a little bit like the ball and the frog method. The ball and the frog method is a perfect example how men abuse you.
one, the men in other countries aren't protecting their women, they're protecting their property. I don't know if you guys heard what Bourbon Bougie said. It was a woman who took down Supreme. In the words of Kendall St. Charles, the men are vocal, the women are active. It's the same thing that happened when that black woman therapist was telling black men to get therapy, and it was a black woman who doxed her in order to get her fired and taken down. Do not put your focus on the men. The people who are going to be coming at you for your movement and successfully taking you out and down will likely be one of your sisters or will be somebody who looks like you. That being said, the people, Kendall St. Charles and Pink Pill are going to be live on YouTube later in case you guys want to catch it. Y'all do that. But I just wanted to point out because, like Bourbon said, it was a woman who took down Supreme. I need everybody who is serious about that movement, or any movement that has to do with women and children, to keep that in mind. That needs to be at the
That's why we
forefront
say
of
the
your
pick
bed, not
niches
the
are
yapping
dangerous.
males.
Absolutely.
That's why we say pick niches are dangerous. That's why it's always them with the therapist that got fired and all of that. It was them. Literally in any situation where something adversely had happened to a woman, it was fucking them. With Cynthia G, it was a woman. It's all well, it was a white woman, but it was still a woman. Is it Raya or Ria?
Maria.
Go ahead, Maria.
Hi there. I just was scrolling and I saw this, and if someone spoke, and I don't know if I misheard it or misunderstood it. Is there such a thing as West4B movement? Because if there is, I would join right now. Like, is it just
Yes,
like
there's the West4B. No, there's West4B. And that's what Burb was saying. Burb was saying head over to YouTube and search West4B. And that's how you can get connected to the creators that are part of West4B and that are talking about it.
Yeah, I don't live in USA, so I don't know if I count as West, but I'm like West from Asia. So, but yeah, I would still love to join that. In my country, women are very, very oppressed. So,
Yes. Yeah. I think, like I said, I think if you just search it and maybe just follow some people and stuff like that, they're saying West4B has a website. I'll get all the information too and just do a post about it as well to point y'all in the direction of those who are trying to link with those that are discussing it and talking about it. You can go on YouTube and just put in YouTube search Bourbon Bougie. Even just, I think it, depending upon the country, it should allow her YouTube channel to pop up. You can also follow her. She's like right here at the top on the panel,
thank you, Zaina.
BNB 1980. Follow her, and then she'd be able to. Um, are we having difficulties that are going in and out? Because I'm seeing people moving around in a way that I'm.
I can hear
Uh,
you good.
Okay. So anywho, back to what we there. Burb goes. She's added back. So there she's back there. So
Thank you
just
so much.
follow her.
I'm
But
gonna
yes,
go. Someone asked me in the comments, am I from Russia? No, I'm from Serbia. I'm Slavic. It's considered as like southeast geographically, but it's like culturally, it's considered as an Eastern Europe.
I mean, this is throwing this idea out there. You can start a 4B over there too. 4B can be anywhere. 4B is
Unfortunately, I don't think it would like go well here because Our countries are very, very highly patriarchal, and like when I try speaking to women about it, they actually get really, really mad at me, even cuss me out, because they think patriarchy is good for them. They think that traditional marriages are good for them, and
What you saying?
I can't do much there.
Okay, got you.
Tyrone had a very interesting comment, y'all. Tyrone Cameron 583 said, I thought women with money would be around men with money by thus able to have good experiences. So when I graduated from college, the ratio of men to women was extremely unequal, right? It was nowhere close. Even if you considered like there's always been a disparity. And so I'm in the age bracket, I'm 34, so I'm in the age bracket of like the mid millennials. We've always, if we were talking about just dating strictly among Black men, there has always been a disparity. So, no, it's not necessarily men with money being around women with money. And then a lot of the boys, because I was raised in the suburbs, a lot of the Black boys from young, like we're talking from middle school, well, and that's when you first start having like puppy love and like dating and stuff like that. They were not interested in Black girls. They had never dated a Black girl, never had anything to do with a Black girl, but they were never interested in Black girls ever. Like I know Black boys that have never ever dated a Black girl ever in life, and we're 34, 35, 36 now. So the dating for Black women in those spaces, it didn't align. So typically you would have to go to more so of a predominant Black population, and it's a lot of it's difficult to find the same exact level as you. Ladies, do y'all want to speak on y'all experience with that?
Oh no, I was
I came.
gonna change the topic, but keep going.
Well, I wanted to come up and give like a warning. There's this guy called Without My Armor Plus. That man is 50 something years old. No woman, thank God. Some of these ladies, they really have been sticking to the 4B. They have not picked him. He has not been chosen. So all he's doing is going to everybody's panel, crying and hooting and talking about how these women don't want him and how he has not been able to get a nurse with a purse. Now that he at his big 50 years old, he mad because his social security check is $50 and the young girls don't want his weird looking behind. So he's going to be all up and through these comments talking about 4B when he need to be figuring out his damn medications and why he can't afford to be able to get his pills.
Why are all of these older? I don't understand why so many of the older men have been flipping out about 4B. Like, has anybody thought, like, why it's so many of them that are flipping out?
It makes perfect sense because they're headed for the nursing
And it's a lot of them that are married too. Like why are y'all the most pressed about 4B?
They're headed for the nursing home alone, and they don't want to be, so they're scared. They're scared of dying like Kevin Samuel. So.
That's so weird. Like that, it's just very, very strange. Doesn't make any sense.
This, what Vanity said is true. Like one of the panels that I have came across, I was scrolling, my baby hit the phone and I couldn't find the live whatever. I should have screen recorded it when I had the chance. Any cahoots. One of the lives that I stumbled upon, the men were talking about West4B, and they said we should get a sister to sign up for 4B, entering the 4B movement to be the inside. Now that is disturbing.
They could not figure out how to do this to dismantle systemic oppression. Like, no, it's so much. It's so T. Hold up. It is so freaking weird. I'm just like, the fact that y'all are coming up with all this CIA, FBI, covert operations and missions to get up in women's business and try to tear it up from the inside out, and y'all asses still can't figure out how to get us pay equality? What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
I say that all the time. I said, you black men,
what y'all doing?
Listen, when they said the stack, they said they was like, oh, women make more than black women. Then a guy jumped up in excitement. No, black men make more than black women. And I came up and I said, but the white man work the same job which you make more money than you. You don't think that's a problem? You too much in competition with a woman.
I have a suggestion. Hold on, ladies. I think I have a better plan. I'm going to go onto a West4G panel with the men gathered there, and I'm going to say I have some secret, covert, confidential, classified, top secret information. Right? How about, how about, how about y'all get a piece of paper, put your work history on it with your name and information, and try to get it inside an employer, HR.
But Jazzy, that's the problem there. That's why
That's
that's why they need an informant.
super top mission right there. That's some James Bond shit. Trying to find a way to slide a resume in front of an employer.
But that's why they need somebody to get into the 4B, because right now that's why even their leadership has led them to copy the women. It's as if though you're looking at middle school children, you know, talking about, oh, the girls did it too. So now they're having to have somebody go in because they have no idea what their 4G is going to be about because they're fucking idiots. So they have to go copy and figure out what the 4B's doing so they can copy it. It's an embarrassment. It's like, damn.
Boys teach them to be, men teach little boys how to be borderline sociopathic, because
Yes,
they're
they
the
do.
ones who tell them, do not cry. It's not that men can't cry around other women, because men don't have no problem trauma dumping on women.
They do.
How many times
They trauma
we've been
dump on us
panels
all the
and
time.
they come on this panel, they'll leave a panel full of men and come here and tell us our life story for like 2 or 3 hours. It's all about them and them crying and whining about their childhood. Men have no problem letting loose their
Expressing
emotions
their
around
feelings.
a
Yep.
woman. It's around another man, because they don't want to be perceived to be weak around another man. That is the point. It's men who have the problem. It's not women. Women have the capability to raise a boy into a successful man. And I'm gonna dig into this a little deep, like I keep saying it over and over. When men say that a woman cannot raise a man, he's telling you you cannot raise a boy to be a straight masculine man. Because if a woman raise a boy into a man and he's a G word, the community, the black community, would say she failed that boy just because he likes other men. And that's on. And I know for a fact what I'm telling is true. Because if you say that, oh, my son got 2 degrees, he makes $200,000 a year, he's a doctor, never been in jail, never heard of fly. Oh, but he's G. Oh, she done failed her son. You failed him as a mother. And that's exactly how they feel. They feel like a woman cannot raise a boy to be straight and masculine. That is what they're trying to tell you. You are going to put all your womanly traits into him. That is what they're trying to say. They're trying to add some mathematical equation that doesn't math up, because these are the same men that could tell you you can raise a man to be a king. And I never understood that. How can you tell me as a woman I can
Oh my God. Well, hold up,
Mhm.
T. That was a word. You got to stop right there. Let that shit sink in. We
What?
cannot raise a boy to be a man, but we can build up a man to hit and reach all his damn dreams. Ooh,
There you
boy.
go.
Ooh,
I never
boy. That was
understood
that
that.
right
You
there.
could
That
tell
was some
me.
shit right there.
You tell me I can't raise my son to be a man,
Hold
but I
up.
can raise you. I can raise a
I
Dusty
can
to be
raise
a
you,
king.
though.
I
I
can
can
raise a
raise
Dusty
you.
into a king, but I cannot raise a boy into a man. You see how these dudes talk on the side of their mouth? And what is the number one thing they always say? The black community is built on the blacks, on the black woman. You mean to tell me the responsibility of the community is on me? It's my duty as a black woman to raise up the black community, but I don't have the same knowledge, the same intuition, everything else. I don't still have the capability and
Wait a
skills
minute.
to
Wait a
raise a
minute,
boy.
T. Hold up, T. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up, T. Hold up. Because I said this, and this is what I had to ether them with one time on a panel. I said, so you mean to tell me that I can't raise a boy, right, to be a strong masculine man, but you just spent the last 15 minutes telling me I'm a strong masculine woman. So why I can't pass down my fucking traits?
Listen, if your boy gonna learn anything
Obviously, if you telling me that I'm masculine, then I obviously have a good grasp of masculinity. So therefore, I should be able to pass this on down. Like,
Y'all ever notice, y'all ever notice how it's dudes who were raised by single mothers who say that? It's always dudes who say, oh, my mother was a single mother. She made my dad leave me. Then but I'm a strong, masculine man. This is how men's supposed to be. Really? Horrific pieces of crap? Did it not ever hit you that all this masculine, oh, these men were good men, they took care of their families, they married They married children, forced them to birth kid after kid after kid, refused to do anything in the home, basically baby trap these girls, force them into servitude, but those were good men. What traits that are masculine are good? Please, there is nothing good about anything associated with the patriarchy. Not an effing thing. All it does, it teaches men that they have the right, that they are entitled, that they should not be considerate, that they should not care, that they are owed. That is all that shit does. And talking about they need a man in their life to cheat. If you don't stop that shit, because here's the deal. Most of the men out there that you would have around your sons ain't shit. They are not worth spit. They are literally toxic. They will never lead your son to something good. They will always either prey upon your child or utilize your child for their own benefit. So for you to sit here and talk about, well, because so they'll emasculate. Men, you can't emasculate somebody. Can you unfeminize someone? Can you say, oh, she defeminized me. They effeminized me. They removed my femininity. No, you can't do that.
That was a mouthful right there. It was never a time anyone can say a woman can take away her femininity.
It's absolutely asinine to sit there and try to focus on boys. Here's the deal. In this beautiful... Listen. No. You need to chill the F out. First off, I come from a two-parent home too. No. I said I'm speaking.
Why are you getting mad when you're totally wrong?
Because everything that you have put in the chat has been asinine. You are patriarchal. You believe in the patriarchy. You believe in all this bull crap. Here's the deal. We don't need men in general. Men are not a necessity. They provide very little overall. Even if you look at animal species, the males don't provide ish. I can only ensure that the child that I am raising is not a POS, that he is a good person. That is my only responsibility. I have no other responsibility. It is not my responsibility to make sure my son has no, that's not my responsibility. What we are doing as women, and as Black women especially, we have always centered males. We have always allowed them to be catered to. And any viewpoint where you sit there and you focus on males, when we're talking about a female movement, a woman's movement, a girl's movement, something to protect women and girls and all of our children, let's be honest, because men are a threat and older boys are a threat to our children too. So we are doing something that has nothing to do with them. So we don't need to worry about ever coming together with them. I'm sorry. I don't think that we ever should. I think at this point in time, women, and I've told this to my husband before, if we ever separate, I will never get remarried. I will never go around anybody because I don't ever want the thought of some man having access to my child. I will never do that. I will never allow another man
got married young or partnered young and had kids young and stuff like that. And we were doing this before we even knew who the fuck we were or what we actually wanted or what was really in our own minds and in our own heads. And guess what ends up happening? You end up with failed marriages and failed relationships because you and another human being who were both told the same thing, realize that you guys grow in completely different directions. You realize that you want completely different things in life. I wanted to travel the world and do all this different stuff, and he didn't want to do that. I wanted a relationship to be in a certain way, and he was more toxic and abusive and patriarchal because that's what he was raised to be. Right? And could not see things being in another way. So I started aligning with like feminism and womanism and stuff like that around the time I was 25, right? I became full decenter men when I was like 29, like 28, 29. I'm 34 now. And I was just like, we should have been able to really see that there was different ways to live instead of just one way to live. And what society reminds me of, I don't know how many of y'all like dystopian books and films, but I love dystopian books and films. And so I always say that right now, the what's going on with the genders, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Divergent. It's like these women who are 4B and who are into feminism, womanism, et cetera, we're divergent, right? We have so many different things that we're interested in, so many different things that we can do, and so many areas in life and paths that call us that we don't fit in a space, and like everybody's running around hunting us and we're somewhere hiding between the faction list, right? But we realized at a young age we didn't fit into that world. I knew at a young age I did not fit into the world. So it became a thing where I tried really, really hard to fit into it. But now I'm at a place where I know what's for me and what's not for me. And I'm glad that young ladies are being exposed to so many different things. So when they hear something, because I never heard anybody speak what I was thinking when I was young. But if I had, I would have made different decisions for sure.
Can I just follow up with one thing? I do apologize for interrupting you. When I was like 14.
No, she's the host. We cannot interrupt the host. I'm so sorry, honey. So let the host land her plane, please.
Did y'all hear what I said to you about that? I know y'all heard the thing, but I just said that I think it's important. And I remember even I had friends that would watch the Disney Channel. My mama always told me Disney Channel is not fucking real. But so I never looked at it that way. But I had friends that did, and they'd say, boy, I wish I had a mom like such and such, or I wish I had a mom like Claire Huxtable, or I wish I had a dad like Claire Huxtable. A lot of the shit is not real. A lot of what we were told and what life was and what it looked like is not the reality of the situation. And we escape into these fantasies. And then when we speak on it, what happens? I love the comment that someone said in here today. Like, and when we get told that when we say we're not happy, we get told that it's our fault. Exactly. So then when it doesn't measure up and we say, hey, this doesn't measure up, it's you're doing something wrong. Well, you're not being good enough. You're not being a good enough woman. That's why you don't get the romance. You're not being a good enough woman. That's why you don't get the fairy tale, when these motherfuckers are not Prince Charming. They never were Prince Charming. They knew they weren't going to be Prince Charming. And nobody told us that shit. They waited for us to get in there, find out, so then they can shove how we tolerate not getting this down our throats. And even if you look at some of the men's lives, they say, well, relationships aren't about love. Relationships aren't about romance. Relationships aren't about flowers and candies. Relationships are about respect. And happiness doesn't matter. You do what you got to do because you got to do it. And I say that, and I went on a man's panel one time and I said, but don't you want to be happy? Like happiness, what? Men aren't taught to be happy. Men are taught to sacrifice and endure for what we got to do. I said, but don't you want to be happy? What if all this stuff that you think you have to do, that you have to get a wife and you have to get married and you have to have kids, if you don't actually want to do that, don't you think you should just not do it? Right? Like we were sold something that we have to do. You were sold something you have to do, but essentially we don't have to do a motherfucking thing. You're running around terrorizing women to do something that you are not 100% certain that you even want to do, right? That's how you have men, young men in my age group that were getting women pregnant, trying to have the family life, trying to do that. And then they left because it wasn't really what they wanted and it wasn't really what they thought it would be. When really, if we had all been told what we needed to know from the beginning to make an informed decision, a lot of shit would be different. They hear what they want to hear. They do not hear. It's like you could say one sentence. They get the beginning of the sentence and the end of the sentence, but miss the middle of the sentence, right? Why is this important? Because a lot of times you'll say, oh, wow, no, thank you. They heard the, oh, wow, missed the no and heard thank you. So then they continue forward. And it's like, didn't I say no? That's why I no longer say no, thank you. I just say no. I always keep my words very short with them when I'm trying to give some sort of like important message. Keep it short and don't try to be polite and put polite words in it, because I think they hear the, oh, wow, right? They heard that. No, thank you. They did not hear the no and they hear thank you. It's like it's very strange. Very strange. Like, it's so weird. Yep. And I think that's why a lot of we get in these situations with them because you just have to be short. And then they'll be like, oh, well, wow, now you're being a bitch. Well, when I was trying to nicely, accomplish this, you were just not receiving it. So when I say, no, damn, back up. The first fucking time I got like I'm doing you wrong. When I just spent 5 minutes saying, no, thank you, I'm good. No, thank you. It's all right. You know how we do the smile with the no. No, thank you. It's all right. It's all good. No, thanks. Yeah. Have a good day. Yeah. You didn't hear none of that. But why can I just say, but where are you going? And what are you getting into? But I just want to hold you back. You didn't hear none of that. When I say no, god damn, motherfucker. Shit. Leave me alone. Well, damn, you ain't have to be rude. Come on. It's very weird with them. So now that's another reason I support the West4B because you just gotta shut them all the way down. You do. You just gotta shut them all the way down.